Back when Brandy was at the top of her game in Hollywood, it sounds like she wasn't exactly easy to work with. Word is, she had a habit of looking down on people she saw as competition or not on her level. People say she could be sharp, dismissive, and quick to make others feel small, especially if she felt they were trying to take her spotlight. But now, the past is catching up with her. Just when Brandy thought she had grown past the drama, actress Sheryl Lee Ralph shared that her time on the set of Moesha wasn't as fun as people thought. In fact, she said one of the big reasons she walked away from the show was how she was treated by some of the younger cast, especially Brandy, who clearly made her presence known.
Moesha was 100 episodes for sure, and it ended badly. It didn't end, in a way that made the audience feel good, and I always miss the fact that we didn't have a great ending.
Sheryl Lee Ralph isn't hiding how unhappy she was working with Brandy on Moesha. Whatever Brandy did, it clearly upset Sheryl enough that she might skip a reboot of the show altogether. Sheryl's a powerhouse in her own right. You know her, as Barbara Howard on Abbott Elementary. But her career goes back decades. She starred in Dreamgirls on Broadway, shown in Sister Act, and even earned a Tony nomination. More recently, she won an Emmy for her role on Abbott Elementary. She's earned every accolade she has. She's also lived through Hollywood's tough rules for Black women. Early in her career, she was told her natural braids weren't professional enough for film. A casting director once said audiences wouldn't watch a Black woman kiss Tom Cruise. At another audition, she lost a part because she wasn't Black enough. Through it all, Sheryl learned to navigate a world that often refused to see her. So when Moesha came along, and the chance to mentor a talented young Brandy, Sheryl embraced it. She saw herself in Brandy's bright eyes, her braids, her beautiful skin, and her passion for storytelling. Brandy was fresh off hit songs like I Wanna Be Down and already hailed as a singing and acting powerhouse. Having a show built around her made Moesha feel like history in the making. Sheryl remembers that excitement. 10 million viewers. Every week, tuning in to watch a smart 14-year-old pour her heart into a journal on screen. Brandy wasn't hiding who she was. She was celebrating it, and audiences loved it. That series gave both women an incredible platform. Brandy could be herself, and Sheryl could witness the next generation of Black talent step into the spotlight. But something happened behind the scenes. Sheryl hints that the way Brandy treated her and other cast members drove a wedge between them. Now, years later, Sheryl's honesty about that experience makes it clear she won't return to Moesha unless things change. After all she's endured to make her mark, she's earned the right to speak her truth and to choose projects that respect her.
There's this young 14-year-old girl, and in all of her young, hip Blackness and her braids. And, as somebody who had walked before, you realize that the walk that you made was worth something because she's here now, and she's a kid, whereas when I was 19 and working and doing my thing, people were like, yeah, but what are you going to do with her? What do you do with a talented Black kid? And what do you do with a girl? And to see her and to have the show about her, for me, it just made me feel.
Sheryl Lee Ralph was over the moon when she landed a role on Moesha. Finally, she'd get to play a loving mother in a Black household, a rare sight on television in the 1990s. Even better, the show featured an entirely Black main cast, and Sheryl couldn't wait to share her experience with young actors just starting their journeys. She signed on as Dee Mitchell, Moesha's wise and caring aunt, ready to mentor the next generation of talent. For 5 seasons, Moesha thrived. Each week, around 10 million viewers tuned in to watch Moesha and her family's ups and downs. Sheryl earned praise for her warm performance, and she was voted one of America's favorite TV moms. Stepping from Broadway's bright lights and an Emmy-winning run on Abbott Elementary into a mainstream sitcom gave her a chance to reach even more fans. Behind the scenes, however, the mood shifted. Sheryl wrote about this in her memoir, admitting the set grew toxic over time. Teenagers who once seemed eager quickly turned disrespectful. Every time she voiced a concern, others labeled her the harsh adult, unwilling to understand youth culture. Though her feelings were hurt, she pressed on, doing her job, delivering her lines, and keeping her focus on family downtime when filming wrapped. A key source of tension was the relationship with Brandy, the show's young star. Brandy arrived with a close-knit group of friends who never challenged her. This entourage applauded her every move and encouraged her to believe she was above criticism. Behind closed doors, if anyone dared question Brandy's ideas, they paid the price. Her status as the show's lead meant she expected special perks. One day, production paused for a break. Sheryl decided to braid her hair during the downtime. Braids had been part of her heritage for years, and she loved how they framed her face. When filming resumed, Brandy complimented her at first, saying they looked like sisters. But when Sheryl wasn't watching, Brandy complained to producers. Braids were Brandy's signature look, and no one else should wear them the same way. The producers told Sheryl to remove her braids. She refused. The next power move came as an ultimatum. Remove the braids or lose a significant donation to the charity of Sheryl's choice, plus a custom wig to replace her style. The producers offered $25,000 for charity and a tailored wig. Sheryl agreed, but her heart sank. This deal wasn't about hair, it was about respect. She had spent years building a career and was reduced to accepting a bribe not to be herself. As the show progressed, storylines drifted away from the heartfelt themes that first drew viewers in. Love and togetherness gave way to more sensational plots. Brandy's mother, Sonia Norwood, gained power as executive producer. Her first big decision was to add Ray J, making him Frank's secret son. Sheryl felt this choice undermined the family's unity. Bringing Ray J in as a liar and cheat turned Moesha into a daytime drama mess rather than a genuine portrayal of a caring household. At home, Sheryl faced her own battles. Her marriage was falling apart, and she openly shared her struggles with depression and high blood pressure. Balancing a crumbling personal life and a hostile work environment became overwhelming. By the 5th season, the pressure of daily disrespect, endless drama, and compromised creative vision led her to a hard conclusion. It was time to leave. When producers wrote her character out, Sheryl didn't hesitate or feel guilty. "I did not deserve that," she later told friends. "They lost out, not me." A year after her departure, Moesha ended its run. Sheryl moved on to new roles, but the scars from the sitcom lingered. She still looks back on that time with mixed emotions, pride for her work and heartbreak over the toxic atmosphere. Her revelation has reignited a conversation online. Fans, who remember Brandy's sweet public image, now wonder about the stories behind the scenes. Brandy's rumored clashes with other young stars like Aaliyah and Monica fit a pattern, hinting at a fierce ambition that could sometimes hurt those around her. Sheryl's account reminds us that fame has a dark side. Even when a project seems perfect, an uplifting show with groundbreaking representation, the reality can be messy. Disrespect, power plays, and forced compromises can turn a dream job into a nightmare. Today, Sheryl Lee Ralph continues to inspire. Her resilience in the face of unfair treatment shows the importance of standing up for yourself, even when the odds are against you. She refused to sacrifice who she was or remain silent about disrespect, choices that cost her a job but preserved her dignity. Looking back, Sheryl's time on Moesha stands as both a triumph and a cautionary tale. It gave her a national platform and let her mentor rising stars. Yet it also exposed the industry's flaws, how young talent can be corrupted by unchecked support, and how veteran actors can be sidelined when they challenge the status quo. In the end, Sheryl's story is one of hard-won wisdom. She found a place on screen where Black families mattered, yet she refused to trade respect for ratings. Her experience reminds us that true success means more than applause. It demands a steadfast commitment to integrity, both on stage and off. Now her words resonate more than ever. As people share their own experiences of unfair treatment at work, Sheryl's courage in speaking out offers a powerful example. You can leave a toxic situation behind and still hold your head high. Her legacy is not only the characters she brought to life, but the truth she shared, shining a light on the challenges that often hide beneath showbiz's glitz and glamour.